What's going on YouTube? It's Ben, and in this video, I'm going to tell you about 5 things I did to my LinkedIn to double my conversations. What's up YouTube? It's Ben. Thank you so much for checking out another one of my YouTube videos. I talk about entrepreneurship, business, starting your own recruiting agency like I run, and everything in between. So if you like that kind of stuff, you should definitely take 1 second and smash that red subscribe button down below, and let's get right into the video. So we all know and love LinkedIn as recruiters. It's pretty much our best friend and our best tool at use. And so I decided to do 5 specific things and test out exactly how they would work and exactly what impact they would make on my conversations, on my engagement level, and who would be in touch with me after I did these certain things. So I'm gonna run right through this list of the 5 things that I did on my LinkedIn to get more conversations started. All right, so the first thing that I did is I primed my LinkedIn profile for SEO, otherwise known as search engine optimization. So if you weren't aware, LinkedIn is just like any other search engine such as Facebook or Google, where they rank everything on popularity and what's trending, what people are talking about, what people are typing in, all those sorts of things. And so based on my profile, I actually turned my profile into an SEO, popular, friendly, however you want to put it, profile in which I put a ton of buzzwords on there, I put certain phraseology on there, and I basically made it into a profile that a lot of people would like to interact with or look at. So therefore, I put things like recruiting, recruiter, staffing, hiring, talent, all sorts of things like that. And I also put information about myself. I put things in my experiences. I put a lot of information in my about section about me and about exactly what I do, who I am, what I do as far as services, and all that kinds of stuff. So basically, I made my page really SEO friendly. And in that case, I ended up with double the amount of conversations, or at least I attribute this with the 4 other factors to doubling my conversation levels by changing the SEO on my LinkedIn profile. Whether you want to believe it or not, the LinkedIn algorithm is super powerful, and it will put you in front of the exact people that you need to be in front of. And it'll put those people in front of you as well. And so it's a matchmaker. So the second thing I did to literally double the amount of conversations I had on LinkedIn was to create more content. So again, whether you've realized it or not, content is absolute king online, and it is essentially the brand new personal branding currency. Creating more content attracts more viewers. So basically, when you put out a video on LinkedIn, you're gonna get a ton of views just because LinkedIn really popularizes video because it's extremely digestible to the user. So LinkedIn wants to make a really user-friendly platform. So if you're making videos, it's obviously gonna rank your profile high up so that people can see your videos and what they're all about. And the more and more people that watch your videos, then more and more it's going to show up because it's just going to raise in popularity. So creating content is a massive strategy to actually double the amount of engagement and the amount of conversations ultimately that you're going to be able to have with decision makers or people in your niche that you want to be talking to inevitably regardless. All right, so the number 3 item that helped me double my engagement as far as conversations on LinkedIn was adding more connections. Yes, I am a firm believer in adding as many connections as possible on your LinkedIn whenever possible. I know there's 2 schools of thought on this. The first one is your LinkedIn should be tight, closed off, and you should only add people that you actually know or you've met in person, and it should be a very small circle. And some people have connections like 300 or maybe 200 or sometimes even like 50 or something like that. I have about 3,500 connections, and I definitely want to grow that up to like 10,000 connections. I'm a strong believer, and I'll give you a reason why. that you should have as many connections as possible. There's absolutely zero downside and 100% upside to having a huge network on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is not like Facebook, or it's not like some other intimate network where you're going to be seeing all sorts of people and you don't want them in your business, or maybe you don't want them to see your feed. It doesn't matter. LinkedIn is a professional network that really is not like Facebook. It's not about drama. It's not about personal stuff. It's about professional elements. So it really doesn't matter who you add, and you should be adding more and more and more people. And the reason I say that is because every time you add more people, you actually get to see more people. So when you add someone who has 4,000 connections, you automatically gain access to those 4,000 connections. And then when you add another person who has 10,000 connections, you get access to their 10,000 connections, so long as they have them open to viewing. But nonetheless, the more people you add, the better your LinkedIn profile is going to do as far as engagement and conversations, and you're just going to be better off having a much larger network. And who cares? At the end of the day, it's not going to hurt you to have 1 billion people on your LinkedIn. You never know who you're going to run into, or who you'll see a post about something that's really cool that might be relevant to you, might be relevant to somebody else. It's just better to have a larger network than a smaller one. So the fourth thing that I did to my LinkedIn profile to create double the engagement and double the conversations was to create a clear and concise about section, as well as my headline section. Honestly, this is something I run into so often, where people have no clue how to write an about section or a proper headline section. And they get it totally wrong, and I read their about section, and it's basically a life story about them, how they went through college, how they ended up where they are, and how they're doing what they're doing. And it's just totally irrelevant information that no one cares about at all. When people read your LinkedIn profile, they simply want to know who you are, what you do, and how you might be able to help them. That's literally all they want to know. So you have to look at it in two phases, right? You're just having one shot at someone looking at your profile, seeing your headline, maybe going down to your about section, and maybe giving that thing a read. So number one, your headline needs to be catchy. It needs to be trending. It needs to be buzzwordy, right? So for instance, my LinkedIn headline section says that I'm the founder of my company. It says that I'm a talent advisor, and it also says that I'm a recruitment consultant. It gives a clear and concise picture of what I do, who I am, kind of what I'm about, and it gives people reason to go down and then read my about section. And in my about section, I get more clarity to those people about what I do, how I do it, and I do it in a concise manner. I don't give them a life story. I tell them a really, really simple story about what I do, and then I give them my contact information, and that's it. I can all but guarantee you that a huge reason that I've been able to double my engagement and my conversation levels with people in my niche is because of the way I set up my about section and my headline. Last but not least, I'm going to finish with number 5 of the items that I did to my LinkedIn to double my engagement and my conversations with people in my niche, which is to utilize Google Chrome extensions to link and partner with my LinkedIn. Honestly, this hasn't been too popular over the past 5 years or so. This only really got popular in the past year and a half or so, when people really started using DuckSoup, Linked Helper, things like that, or other Chrome extensions like Contact Out, Swordfish, all those things. And eventually people started to catch on that it really, really helped out. So for me personally, starting to use Linked Helper specifically was a huge benefit to me, because essentially, if you don't know what Linked Helper does, it actually just acts as a robot on your behalf, doing exactly what you would be doing, connecting with people, sending them notes, sending them messages, doing all that sort of thing on your behalf while your computer is just sitting idle by itself without you having to do anything. So you can pre-craft a message that says, "Hi, I'm Ben, I'm in the talent space, I'd love to talk with you about staffing for your company, blah, blah, blah," whatever message you want to write, and it will literally send those notes out to all sorts of connections that you actually target prior to letting it run itself free. So I'll look at my Linked Helper and I'll find that I'm getting 1, maybe 2 connections per day that actually want to speak to me, like in my niche, because I've pre-targeted them, pre-set up the algorithm so that they would go find those people, message them, note them, and actually connect with them so that they would reach back out to me, and they do. They have no clue that they were reached out to by a robot and it wasn't actually me, but nonetheless, they want to have a conversation with me, and I'm super stoked about that. So implementing Chrome extensions, utilizing them to their full extent to get more and more conversations going is absolutely, hands down, number 5, the reason why I've been able to double my engagement and double my conversations on LinkedIn. So in summary, honestly, I can say that all of these tips on LinkedIn, you can pretty much apply to most anything that you're doing as far as outreach goes and business development, but specifically for LinkedIn and what I've done to my profile to actually test over a period of time has resulted in a doubling of my engagement and my conversations. And that really tells me something. That tells me exactly what I need to be doing to actually double and then possibly triple my engagement, right? So it tells me I'm doing the right things and it tells me I'm going down the right path. So I would highly encourage everyone to implement the steps that I've laid out in this video. Utilize these things. You will double your engagement. If it's even half of that, you're going to do good. And so I would take that as gospel and definitely take action and implement these things. If you really, really want to have more conversations, you're going to be able to do it by doing these things. If you found any value in this video, please smash that like button down below and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Hit the alert button so you know every time I come out with a new video, which is every single day. So I will be catching you guys tomorrow. Take care.